Way up into the auditorium and again, morning service. Sounds like it's a cheerful group. Always taking care of all that fellowship. Okay, we do that a little bit. We get into our worship service. If you're visiting with us, we're certainly glad to have you. We want to welcome you, and not only welcome you this morning, but welcome you back into the opportunity that you have to be with us. Our morning service is obviously our Sunday school 9, church at 10, and Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock. So if you have an opportunity to come back and be with us, we certainly want to welcome you back and also have an opportunity to greet and meet you this morning. So don't be in too big a rush to get out. Make sure some of the members have an opportunity to introduce themselves and to welcome you formally. Also, I'd like to ask you to be with us to God on a little bit. Back to you in front of you. That's just so we'll have a record of your attendance and can reach out to you. If you haven't had a chance to get one of the bulletins, please do so. And also, if you're visiting with us and you're reading along, look at the bulletin. I'm Tim Ellis. Again, I asked Tim if I could replace him this morning because there's several announcements that I wanted to make and some personal things to give, and I didn't feel like I could properly communicate that to Tim, so I asked him if I could replace him, and he was gracious enough to let me do the announcements this morning. Also, if you're looking at the bulletin, if you are a member, there's one mistake on the text regarding the contributions to Kylie Aikens versus Kara Moore. Kara Moore is Rex Aikens' sister, who's been on our credit card list for an extended period now. Passed away this past week. And in the announcements, it indicates that the family is asking memorial to be made to Wiregrass Christian Academy, and that's under Kylie. Their daughters listing in the prayer card is good news on Kylie while she wasn't leaving the hospital this week. Going to be able to relocate them into the continual treatments out there. But the mistake was made in where those contributions, who those contributions were made in honor of, and obviously it's in honor of Carrie Moore, Rex's sister, rather than Kylie, Rex's daughter. On a personal note, I want to thank all of those who showed up yesterday morning to help with the biannual, we don't do it annually, we do it every 2 years, multi-movie. That's what it's become known as, and I think it's pretty descriptive of what happened. One of the loneliest communities in the world will show up on the job site with 80 yards of multi-movie moved, and you're by yourself. Did not happen yesterday, thankfully. We had a great turnout. And several families from the school who were actually with us as well, with more families represented, gave us a chance to reach out to them, the congregation, introduce ourselves, and get to meet them, which is what the school really is all about. We certainly are most gracious and happy and honored to help educate and teach those children, and be associated with those young children. And obviously, the primary focus is to introduce them to Christ and introduce those families to this congregation. And that was an opportunity for us to do that. One of those many opportunities we have throughout the year. But it certainly is a very good opportunity to get to know them, As I mentioned, we did have 4 families represented yesterday. But again, if you did come out and help us and take warning, I can't thank you enough. It was probably the best turnout we've ever had, actually. I know right before I left at 11:10, which is the earliest I can ever remember being able to leave the job site here. So it went extremely well and had a great turnout, and I'm very, very appreciative to all those who did take the opportunity to come out and help us with that task. Also, I want to ask for prayer for the congregation. Our Christian Academy begins tomorrow, actually. We also have our open house this afternoon at 3 o'clock. If you want to come out and give an opportunity again to meet with many families that do fellowship or do associate with our school, that's a perfect opportunity to do that. We're actually on the cusp of the largest year we've ever had, enrollment-wise. We're over 180 pre-enrollments. That would represent well over 100 different families that are represented by the school. And again, the primary focus and purpose is not just to educate, but also fellowship and hopefully reach out the kingdom of God through that ministry to those families that are ready to step in that service. It's a tremendous service ministry of this congregation that we have decided to take on. It's extremely successful at this point. It continues to grow every year. I don't think we've had a decline in enrollment in the past 10 years anyway. So the school is prospering extremely well. A lot of credit needs to go to the teachers and administrators and those who are involved in that ministry on a day-to-day basis. And I would encourage each and every member here to reach out during the course of the year and tell them how much you appreciate their contribution and their work. If you really want to get pumped up about the ministry, just find an opportunity to affiliate yourself and get around those families that have children in that school. Those 4 families that came up to me yesterday, each and every one of them came up to me personally, told me how much they appreciated that, how much they loved the environment, and how much they appreciated what the teachers did and this congregation has done in creating that ministry. And again, if you have an opportunity to avail yourself ever an opportunity to be around those families and that ministry, I would certainly encourage you to do so. Also, on behalf of Joel, I'm sure we'll take a more extensive opportunity to thank everyone related to the camp this year. I want to take just a minute on his behalf to thank all the directors, counselors, maintenance personnel, those who go down on the weekend, during the week, cut grass, and to help maintain the facility, as well as the Sunday afternoon staff, cooks, and cleanup crew that goes down. That is a big ministry of this congregation. It's a long-lived ministry. A lot of wonderful stories have come out of that ministry, and it doesn't happen by accident. People really don't realize, and those of us who are on the peripheral don't realize just how much time and energy it takes to make that a success that it is. It doesn't happen by accident, believe me. But if you were a director, counselor, or helping anyway with the camp this past year, those of us who did it in the camp are certainly appreciative of that. Don't want that to go unrecognized. And as I said, I'm sure you'll take a more extensive opportunity to update the congregation and thank those who worked on that this past year. If you're visiting with us, one other special note, we have a special speaker this morning, Ray Thomas, and Keith will introduce him here in just a minute. So the guy in the pulpit this morning will not be Keith Ellis, which may be the bulletin, I'm not sure. Brent, I'm sure we're here. He will do a wonderful job. We're looking forward to hearing his message. Lane will be leading our song service, and the first song, I believe, is song number 121. So we'll be turning there. We'll have a short prayer, and we'll begin our morning service. Heavenly Father, we are so thankful for many blessings that you bestow upon us. Father, one of the greatest blessings we have is the opportunity as Christians to come together each and every week, to come to a building that is conditioned, that is free, hopefully, Father, of any outside turmoil or concern. Father, we're so thankful for this opportunity. We're so thankful that we as Christians have that opportunity to come to sing praise to you, to offer up praise to you, and to hope to praise you in a way that will help expand your kingdom. Father, if there are those here this morning who haven't accepted your Son and your Savior, we pray that we will conduct the service in a manner that will lead them to make that decision, to enrich their lives, and to hopefully have the opportunity, Father, to live a Christian life and to have a reward of eternity with you in heaven. Father, pray that you be with us throughout the service. Forgive us of our sins. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. Oh, one other announcement. Sorry. Several announcements. Linda Toggle and Joanne and Walker Knight have asked that we announce that they're having a state sale for their mother and father making the most restricted in the state. That sale is going to be at 7:30 on August the 5th and 6th, beginning at 7:30 to 6 in the afternoon. And it'll be at 206 Fairview Drive. If you get an opportunity to go out and help them with the liquidation of that estate, that would be very appreciated. Thank you.
I'm going to do my best to be brief, which is not always easy for me to do. I first met Greg when he was at Camp Wiregrass as a camper. I also had his brother as a camper. He grew up in the great South Alabama's Life. He went to Faulkner University. He has a master's degree. After we found out that Brendan was leaving us, and we did an initial search for a replacement, I got a call from Will Dill at Eastern Meadows Church, where Brent was at that time. He said, "I'm trying to talk Brent into the enterprise and working with him." We launched out. He went to Spanish Fort down in Mobile, Alabama. In fact, I think that was almost a done. Will had pitched it to me. If y'all like him, I'll tell Curtis he tried out, and then we'll be in trouble at home. If y'all like him, we won't say anything and go back and see what you got. We're looking forward to him being with us in eldership and myself and talking about it. He's not fresh off the college circuit. He's been working in the field. He has a love for kids. He has a love for the kingdom. He has a love for Christ. So at the appropriate time, without further introduction, Brad will bring us on this. Please get to know the family as much as you can before they leave. They're here to talk and to find out about us as much as we are to find out about them.
Good morning. I do not have any more announcements, so let's sing. 121, 121. Come, let us all unite to sing. God is love. Let heaven praise God is love. Let every soul rise away. Each in his heart seek you to pray. And sing the gospel praise our Savior God is love. God is love. And then his friends out with song.
Join me in prayer. Heavenly Father, we come and are mindful of the host in heaven that are singing your praise each day, continually. Father, help us to have that same spirit and attitude throughout our lives and all that we say and do. May we be worthy of the sacrifice of your Son in our lives. Father, we thank you so much for the blessings that you bestow on us as a congregation, the fellowship we can enjoy through worship to you, through our activities that we come together to do. And Father, we ask a blessing on the work of this congregation. We're mindful, Father, of the care and concern you have for each of us. We thank you, particularly, Father, when we're sick and need your healing hand in our lives. We thank you so much for the progress that JM and Kylie have been able to make in their illnesses. We pray, Father, that you continue to be with them. We ask you to be Bob Reed, and Mary Holly, and Larry from illnesses. Father, we want to be mindful of Rex Aikens' family and the Moore family and Herbert passing. We ask you to comfort and help them in this time of trial. We ask you to be with the County family as she struggles with major health issues, and we ask you for healing in her life as well. Father, this morning we thank you for Brett and the message that he will be bringing to us, and we ask you to be with him in his talk to us this morning. And Father, we're so thankful for Christ, the sacrifice that he made for our sins. Father, we ask you that we can help spread this message of Christ throughout this nation. And may the hearts and minds of the people of this nation realize the help that is available through Christ when we are obedient to him. Father, we pray at this time of election season that you be with us in this nation. Help us to follow your will in all that we do. Father, we thank you especially for your presence here with us this morning. I pray that all of us stand and bring blessings to each of us individually and to be an honor to you. This prayer we offer in Christ's name. Amen.
479, 479. Sing the song in order to prepare our minds for the particulars. Peace with the peace. Let's see. Peace, peace, in this dark world,
We come to a point in our worship where we remember the death, burial, and resurrection of our Savior Jesus Christ. You will think back with me for a few minutes to what it might have been like for Christ as he suffered for us, the love that he had for us. He had to carry his own cross. He was scourged on the way. He was spat on the way. And then when he got to the place that they were going to crucify him, they laid him on the cross and they drove nails into his hands and into his feet. I can just imagine how painful that was, having those things done, the nails and the in his hands and in his feet. then they lifted the cross, and we're told that usually they don't let the cross go down easily when they start reaching the hole, they just drop it. And I can imagine how painful that was too. He did all of this because he loved us, and he still loves us throughout eternity. He gave his body and his life for us, so we might one day have hope eternity. Let us pray. Our Heavenly Father, we're so thankful for the love that you had for us, Father. To suffer that cruel death, Father, for us, Father. Be with us this morning as we partake of this loaf that represents your Son's body, Father. Be with us that we might partake of it and remember to be well pleased in your sight. That we might remember pain and suffering that he went through for us. Christ, we pray. Likewise, to us as Christians, the fruit of the vine represents the cleansing blood that Christ shed for us, the blood that cleanses our sins. Let us pray. Our Heavenly Father, we're so thankful for your Son's love for us, Father, his willingness to give his life that we might one day have a hope of eternal life. Father, we ask that you be with us now as we partake of this fruit of the vine. It represents that cleansing blood, Father, that blood that cleanses our sins. Be with us that we might partake of it in a manner well pleasing in your sight. Christ, we pray.
David said, this opportunity now to turn back. Great thing for me, they last so that we can get he comes. We live in a great nation. We have so many goods, physically goods, we can enjoy. So many times we take this for granted. But it's a love of our Father in heaven, and we are able to do this. So let us give thanks in this time. For God and Father, we're so grateful to you for all the blessings that we enjoy, for the goods and services available to us. We're so grateful and remember, give you the glory, honor, and glory, and praise your Christ's name. Amen.
$797. First, last person. Lord, we love you. It's time to move this mark. Number 837. We are song with 837. And once you have that one, turn over 346. 346. Here's the reading last time I stand these things. We would like to offer a children's class that will be taking during this sermon. You will send your children up to the front, and they'll be their teacher. Let them learn here off the back of the room. 346. Service and Savior is in the heart today. I know that He is living well in the sky. I see His tender mercy, I hear His voice of cheer, and trust that I need Him. He's always near. He lives in Christ Jesus today. He loves for me and I for me. He lives, salvation to all.
Good morning. I'm glad to be here with you this morning. I appreciate the welcome. It's been fantastic to get to know some of the kids and see some people I've known in the past. I get to spend time with Tyler and Leanne and Chris. We're really thankful to have this opportunity and to be here with you this morning. Some things Paul Keith said. I have a youth and family ministry degree, a master's in New Testament text. I am the father of James. I am the husband of Erica. And above all else, I am a sinner saved by the grace of God. And this morning I want to talk to you about that salvation, about Jesus. You will be turning your Bibles to John chapter 14. That's where we're going to begin this morning. We're talking about Jesus, the way, the truth, and the life. I've been in youth ministry for nearly 9 years. September will be 9 years. And I've learned a few lessons. One of the lessons I've learned that with young people, fashion trends have no rhyme or reason. I've learned that if you're careful about planning, you can pack 15 people's luggage into a space that should only hold about 6 people's luggage. I have learned that if you plan to take a youth trip, if there is not a band malfunction, it does not count. I've also learned that if our young people are not connected with Christ when they leave the care of their parents and the youth group, they're unlikely to stay faithful immediately after. It's important that our young people are connected with Christ. And a really hard lesson I've learned is that as a youth minister, I don't have as much impact on that as I would like to. I've discovered that in regards to influence, the most important influence in their lives, it's definitely the parents who raise them. And whatever good parent does in the home, it can be hindered some by outside influences. So the parents' influence, family influence, lasts a great. You know, I break bad news to our people on a regular basis. I tell them that you will end up like school you raised you. They don't like to hear that. You're not telling them when you end up with my mom and my dad, right? That's what you tell them. That's exactly the case. You're an adult. You can think right now, and you probably can identify what characteristics of you got from your mom and dad. I know I'm a perfect picture of my mom and dad. You know, I got a lot of quirkiness from my mom. I got a lot of bad things from dad. But I got a lot of things from both. And that's just the case for young people. Sorry, you're going to end up like your parents. It's going to happen. And that's because of that influence that our parents have influenced. And so, with that in mind, we want to look at the relationship that is the lasting relationship, the relationship with Christ. Our scripture reading this morning is in John chapter 14, verse 6. It says there, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Jesus is the way, nothing else. Without him, there is no forgiveness of sin. There's no access to the Father. In a youth program, I've used this illustration a lot. It's a food illustration. I like food, so I use it a lot. In a youth program, I see the important part, the meat, the Bible part, the nutritional part of a youth program are the four things we all do together. Worship on Sunday morning, worship on Sunday night, Bible class Sunday morning, Bible class Wednesday night. Those four things are the most important things in a youth program. You'll notice too, that's also the things that are together with the whole body of Christ. One thing we've got to understand, I've heard the phrase before, the youth is the future of the church. I'll tell you this, it's also the present church. Young people are the church now, as we speak. It's important to be a part of that. That's an important part of the youth program. And that is where they discover Jesus. In the home and in the church. That is where they come into contact with Christ. That's where they build a relationship that will last them through eternity. Hopefully, that relationship they build there will not just end there. What happens in the church building needs to go beyond the four walls of the church building into everyday lives. So this morning, I want to read a couple of passages to look at and discuss that relationship, that relationship with Jesus, Him being the way, the truth, and the life. First, I want to look at John chapter 15, verses 12 to 14. It says there, "This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, that someone lay down his life for his friends. You're my friends. You do what I command you." We often think of this verse and read it as the willingness to die for someone, maybe the willingness to die for a spouse, maybe the willingness to die for even Jesus. No greater love has anyone who lay down his life for his friends. I don't think Jesus was talking merely about death there. I think death could potentially be a part of it. I think it's a much bigger picture. Me laying down my life for my wife isn't so much dying. What if I died for her? But what if prior to that death I was verbally abusive? What if prior to that death I neglected her? Would I suddenly redeem myself in my life and laying down my life? I think that verse is calling us not to die for Christ, but to live for Him. Laying down your life is much more than a single act of dying. It's living for someone. Me laying down my life for my wife is to live for Him. So the first point I want to make is Jesus wants us to live for Him. Romans chapter 12, verse 1 says, "I appeal to you, therefore, brothers, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship." Our lives are not a one-time sacrifice, not a one-time death. They are a day in, day out, living sacrifice. We can look just a verse down. Verse 2 says, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good, and acceptable, and perfect." That is what that living sacrifice looks like. We live in a world that wants us to conform. They don't want us to take what we do here outside the world. We live in a world that needs to be transformed, but wants us to conform. And Paul says there to not be conformed, but be transformed. We can actually look at Paul, look at his life, and we can see the life of the living sacrifice there. And if you read 1 Corinthians 11, you see a long list of things that Paul went through. He went through beatings and shipwrecks, homelessness. He says he was in constant danger. He was stoned. He was whipped. And he still continued to preach the gospel of Christ. His drive, his goal, motivation was still to serve God regardless of what he was going through, because he understood Jesus to be the way, the truth, and the life. You know, look at what Paul did think about what Paul did at his I wonder if Paul ever thought, that causes his thing, right? Feeling it kind of awkward makes us kind of step back and not be more reserved. I wonder sometimes if he was worried about offending people. I don't think he was. Why he was beaten and stoned. I wonder if he was worried if people liked him. Something that causes me to hesitate. I doubt that Paul did. And what I find interesting too is it says on top of all that there, in 2 Corinthians 11, it says that on top of all of those trials and tribulations he went through, he said he had a daily concern for the church. He was adrift after a shipwreck for 3 days. Look, I can tell you for sure, if I were floating through a sea without a shipwreck for 3 days, I don't think I would ever think, I wonder how the church is. It probably wouldn't cross my mind. But Paul says about all the things he suffered was his daily concern for the church. He was focused on serving God to the point that he even neglected himself, put himself in the background to make sure that the gospel of Christ was promoted. Philippians chapter 2, verse 23 says, I am hard pressed between the two. My desire is to depart and be with Christ, but that is far better. We just read right there Paul saying he wished he died. Think of that. Think about that for a second. You ever heard somebody say they wish to die? That's what Paul said. He's saying it there in the letter to Philippians that he would rather die, but he knows that he needs to be of service in this world for the sake of the gospel. And then Galatians chapter 2, verse 20 gives us the exact definition of a living sacrifice. He says, Paul says there, I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ lives in me. In the life I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself. Paul wasn't there. Read right there. Though alive here on earth, he was dead. He had died to himself. He had crucified himself. And every step he took was a step with Christ guiding him. His focus, his drive, knew that Jesus was the way, the truth, and the life. Back in John chapter 14, there in verse 15 it says, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. Our lives should reflect the love of Jesus. We should love Christ, and our lives should show that by what we do. Not to earn our salvation, understand that. Our obedience is an answer to salvation, not to earn salvation. We're saved by grace through faith. No other way. But we see in Romans chapter 6 there, once we've been saved and freed from sin, verse 6 it says, Romans 6:6, we know that our old self is crucified with him in order that the body of sin might be brought to nothing, so that we would no longer be enslaved to sin. We often think of obedience as some hard task, and we have to really strive to do. But we should celebrate the freedom from sin, not by continuing to sin, but instead by following God and living life like His Son. So you have to ask the question, what does my obedience say about my love for Christ? Am I willing to die for Him? But also, more than that, am I willing to live for Him? You have to ask that question. The second point in your bulletin, Matthew chapter 6, verses 19 to 21. Do not lay up yourselves treasures on earth where moth and rust destroy, where thieves break in and steal, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys, where thieves do not break in and steal. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. I think we often read that last part. We know about heart. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. We know that our heart. I think we mistranslate that in our minds. I think we often read that, and this is the meaning. We get the meaning whatever you place a value in is what you care about, or whatever you care about, that's your concern. I think it's more evident than that. I think it's more tangible. I think it should be something like this. Where you spend your resources indicates the priorities in your life. I think that's what Jesus actually said. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Think about it like this. If you had someone hand you $10,000, and you took that $10,000 and invested in a stock, I don't know, it's not real. Say Apple. You invested $10,000 in Apple. Would you suddenly be concerned with what Apple stock was doing? Your heart would be there with your treasures. I think Jesus was not saying wherever you hear about, that's what you're concerned. I think he was saying wherever you spend your money, your time, and your talent shows what you care about. So, the question is, what takes priority when it comes to my time, my abilities, my money? Where do I invest those resources? Remember, again, we're looking at all of this in light of the fact that Jesus said himself, he is the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through him. Do we care more about that? Do we care about others? Do we invest more into our eternal salvation? Or invest more in what's going on here in this world? Just a few verses down in Matthew chapter 6, verse 33, Jesus says, "Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you." The context of this verse is talking specifically about the important things we always hear: food, shelter, clothing. We would always say that's important. I think you should work hard to make sure you have those things. I think a husband and a wife should make sure their kids have it. I think a husband should work hard to make sure his family has it. I think that's important. Don't get me wrong. Yet Jesus says that seeking the kingdom of God should be placed above even those things. It's amazing. Jesus says if you seek the kingdom of God first, those things will be added to you. You will get those things. You will be able to have those things. Think about the things we seek in this life aside from that. You know, Solomon said in Ecclesiastes, anything that I can find in this world is vain. Because it does not give hope that extends beyond physical death. Think about it. The greatest thing we can accomplish in this world is nothing. Nothing. That's our mind. Having the nicest car means nothing. You can't drive on the streets of heaven. Having the nicest house in this world is nothing compared to the glorious way for us in heaven. They come. Yet seeking God gives us hope that extends into eternity. Hebrews chapter 6, 19 and 20 says, "We have this as a sure and steadfast anchor of the soul, a hope that enters into the inner place behind the curtain, where Jesus has gone to forward on our behalf, having become a high priest forever after the order of his name." 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 3 through 5. "Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, according to his great mercies. He has called us to be born again, to a living hope, through the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead, as an inheritance that's imperishable, undefiled, and unfading, kept in heaven for you, who by God's power are being guarded through faith for salvation, ready to be revealed in the last time." Our hope for a relationship with God rests in Jesus. He's the way, the truth, and the life. Is there anything in this world, anything, that can give us the hope of Jesus? If we're convicted that the Bible is true, which I am, then there is too much at stake to not invest everything we have in God's kingdom. There's too much of this. There's too much on the line. The Bible is true now. It's not even that. It's half the place of God. I want to look at one more passage here in conclusion. John chapter 14, verses 1 through 7. We've read one verse out of that already. We'll read the whole section. "Let not your hearts be troubled. Believe in God. Believe also in me. In my Father's house are many rooms. If it were not so, would I have told you that I go to prepare a place for you? If I go to prepare a place for you, I will come again and will take you to myself, that where I am, you may be also. And you know the way where I'm going." Thomas said to him, "Lord, we do not know where you're going. How can we know the way?" Jesus said to him, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. If you you had known me, you would have known my Father also. From now on, you know him. That's there's no other way to God. There's no other access to the Father outside of Jesus. He is the way, the truth, and the life. Now I ask you something. Have you laid your life down for your friend? By the way you live daily? Have you placed your treasure in relationship with Jesus? Are you connected to the Father through the only connection available? That would be possible. If not, this morning I ask you to correct it. I ask you this morning to evaluate if you have some sort of separation between you and our Lord. Then I ask you to get rid of that now. As we stand. As we stand.
Reverend, thank you again for being here. We'll give you the opportunity to meet them, look out. We're ready to be back tonight. Hope to see you back. After that, another song.
We've on asking this morning to put her honor our granddaughter Taylor on our prayer list. She'll be leaving Tuesday for a 2-month internship in Uganda. So please keep Taylor in your prayers.
Number 533. 533. A big one being joined us tonight this morning. I'd like to invite you back this evening at 5 and Wednesday at 7. We'll be 533. I am the sheep and the Lord is my shepherd, watching over my soul. My soul will be guarding over me ever, watching wherever I go. When we are are his children, and he is our Father, watching over us all. Great is his love for his sons and his daughters, watching wherever I go. And when the wind blows, he is my shelter, when I'm lost and alone. He rescues me with the falling clouds. He is my victory, constantly watching over me. He is constantly watching over me. It's a new chorus.
Let's bow in prayer. Most loving Father in heaven, thank you for this beautiful day that you've given us today. Demonstrates your power and your presence in the creation around us. It reminds us of your mercy and your tenderness and your love for your children. Father, we thank you for the opportunity that we've had this morning to join here together as a family in Christ. Learn another portion of your word as the bread brought it to us this morning. We pray that we'll take the things that we heard this morning and apply them to our lives so that we serve you better, so that we can glorify you not only. We pray that we'll acknowledge Christ as the way, the truth, and the life in our lives. And not only will we live in a fashion worthy of his name, but that we'll strive to live in a way that brings other lost souls to you. We have many on our hearts this morning in need of your divine healing, in need of your comfort, in need of your care. Although you know their needs, we pray that you'll reach down to them and strengthen their infirmities, be a source of comfort to them in their bereavement. We pray that you'll return them to a full measure of health and confidence. We pray as their brothers and sisters will seek opportunities to minister their needs, not only lifting them up in prayer, but ministering to their physical needs, being a source of encouragement, a source of strength during your time of burden. Father, most of all, we thank you for Christ and all that he means in our life. We pray that we'll always be mindful of his example, his teachings, his sacrifice, and we'll always strive to live in a manner worthy of that name that we wear. Father, we pray that we are willful, we are often rebellious. We pray that you'll give us a special measure of wisdom, a special measure of courage, so that when we stray from your purpose and your path in our lives, that we'll have the wisdom to turn back to you. We know that as our loving Father in heaven, you will forgive us and welcome us back in your ever-loving arms. It's through your Son's most precious and holy name that we pray this morning. Amen.